What's up, you little stinkers? It's me, Mario, riding a bicycle built for two, all by him lonesome self. And I got two big ass leaves, and I'm not afraid to use them. Is it bad that my Focusrite sounds like it has sand in it? I don't know. I'm not a sandologist. Thank you, folks. I'll be here all night. Okay, so TC Talks, Episode 3. Today's topic: autism. I have it. Who doesn't have it? 98% of the population. Whoa, that's crazy. That's insane. Is that the only fact I memorized for this? Yes. Shush. Gee whiz. Wow. So when I decided to start filming this, I was very caffeine influenced, and I I spent so much time trying to set this up, and it was not going well, and it's so hard right now. And the time it took to do that, the caffeine wore off, and I'm not so crazy anymore. But I'm trying to maintain that same energy for the rest of the video for guys. So go and put back on my exciting face. Whoa, it's me. Whoa, hi. Oh, wow. What? Huh? A. A. What is this? I don't know. Okay, right. Today's topic: autism. I have it. You don't. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Right. So it's this isn't like about it in general, but it's really just like it about how it affected me, or it affects me. Um. So yeah. Disclaimer: I have extremely mild autism, and I have overcome a lot of it, so I don't show a lot of the same things that most people do. It's a spectrum, right? So, don't be like in the comment section like, that's not real. Like, I'm typing on a Alienware keyboard, and all of my computer parts look like they are blasted straight out of Rainbow Sunshine Land. And man, I'm really out of breath right now. Okay, it all started at the beginning when I was a child and I was born. And, the genes just happened to line up just right in the stars and whatever to give sweet old me autism. That's why I'm never going to have children, probably. Because I don't want them to, be worse off or at the same level as me. And also, I have a ton of other stuff. So I don't want to take that chance because my life kind of sucks right now just because of, because of a lot of things, but like, I don't want their lives to suck because my life sucks. Okay? That, I did not expect to go through that, but I did. Hi. I'll be here all night. Right, okay. So it all started at the beginning. Genes lined up just right, and, me having autism or whatever, I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. And, time passes. My parents start noticing some wacky things about me, but, like, this is their first child, so, like, they don't know. This is probably normal, right? Like, all children do this, right? So, time passes. They're starting to notice some differences. Like, it's weird. Like, maybe they'll get me checked out. So very, very young. I can't remember when, but I was very young. I was diagnosed with autism, and yeah, I was like, what the heck? What is this? I didn't know any better. But I do remember, like, I would tell everybody. I used to tell everybody, like, when I was younger, that I had autism, right? I don't really anymore. Like, I'm not ashamed of it, but, like, I don't really, like, it doesn't really come up in conversations that often. If it does happen to, I will just casually announce it. It's kind of a bombshell, which is, another part of, I think that might be ADHD. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, having autism and ADHD is kind of weird in the sense that, like, you don't know whether this is autism or ADHD kicking in or, like, doing its thing right now. And so they're kind of just one and the same to me. One big mesh collision of autism and ADHD. Um, Wacky. So, yeah. Right. Okay. I was diagnosed very young. I was going telling other people, jolly gee whiz, um, golly gee whiz, and that was great. I guess nobody really judged me for it because they were kids and they were like starting to learn that like autism and like other mental disorders are like okay to have like from a young age. So I was doing my part, helping the community. Definitely meant to do that, not because I just wanted to talk. Um, Whatever. Um, yeah. So things went on. I went in so many different like therapy groups for like autism kids, and like again, like my autism is very mild, so I would like pass with flying colors, and I would pretty much goof off in those groups, and I never really needed any of them. Um, I don't blame my parents for keeping enrolling me in them, but I was fine. I didn't need to know the difference between rock brain and flexible brain. Like, I already had that stuff down. I wasn't one of those autism kids. I'm looking at you, Harold. I'm kidding. I'm looking at you, Hunter. Okay. Uh, but you know, yeah. So I grew up around a lot of other kids who had mental disorders, which is crazy because now I don't like hanging around people with mental disorders. I don't like hanging around people with autism, and I can say that because I have autism. Frick you, society. You could go suck my massive fill in the blank. Okay. So yeah, I grew up around a lot of autism people. There are some people with like, okay, so I can't necessarily like ask people like, hey, are you autistic? Like without like getting a normal conversation. Like I have quite a few friends who I suspect are autistic or have some sort of mental disorder. Um, and you know, um, but like I hang out with them just kind of out of pity. Again, I can say that because I have autism. Frick you, society. Um, but yeah. Um, yeah. So kind of out of pity. But like they're cool people, right? Like I know they're cool deep down because like I understand them. Like on a much lesser level, but I still understand them, right? Um, like I understand like what they're trying to be, what they're trying to say, and the difference between how it comes out and how it's presented. Um, but still, I don't really like hanging out with people with like disabilities like that. Like depression isn't like like one of those like depression, anxiety, like not one of those like autism, ADD. I don't really mind ADHD, because pretty much everybody has ADHD at this point. It's like friggin' 70% of the population. It feels like. I know it's like diagnosed, it's less than that, and like the predicted, it's still probably less than that, but marginally less so. But I feel like 70% of the population has ADHD. Is that just me or what? Um, but yeah. So gotcha, boy. Um, right. What was I talking about? This happens a lot in the videos. It doesn't happen like anytime else. Just in these videos. Do you know why? It's because like I'm talking to nobody else. There is no sort of conversation. It's just all me monologuing, right? There's no point of reference to keep me stable. All I'm doing is just talking and talking and talking, and there is no further conversation. Like there is no back and forth. It's just me the whole time, which is like autism dream, but like you know, um, be careful what you wish for, cause there might be a snail inside, and you don't want that snail to bite your ankles. Um, that was so random. Um, okay. Um, yeah. the, that is like marginally more funny than I thought it would be. um, okay. So yeah. Um, I don't really like hanging out with people with autism. They can be cool at times. Um, most of the times, no. Most of the time I like hanging out with the cool kids. Cool kids. Cool kids. We are the cool kids. You know, not really cool kids, but just like, well, yeah. you know what? I do enjoy hanging out with the cool kids, but like on a normal level, like there. I don't know why this is, but like it kind of seems like for like a lot of people, I'm kind of like this running joke, like this form of entertainment, like and that. Okay, so I'm like semi-popular. I'm pretty dang popular at my school. Like pretty much everybody knows who I am, and I'm terrible with names. I cannot remember like names for the life of me. So I barely know any of these people. Like people say hi to me in the hallways, like left and right, and like they know my name. They're like, hey, insert name here. Um, uh like what's up, and I just have to be like hey back, which I automatically do anyways, right? Another thing I've noticed, like I have a really really hard time like when people are like how are you, like I like say how I am, but I find it super hard to remember, like, to ask how they are back. Like, once they ask how I am, it's just about me now. Again with the same things of conversation. When people ask about my interests, like I'll go on about my interests and forget to like ask them back. Like it's not like I don't care about them. I don't care about their opinion. I just forget about it. There's a difference. Get played, son. Yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, poggers. But I am okay. So I watched a video on autism the other day, and people with autism like have like trouble finding their romantic or sexual interests. Um, Not the case for me. I am the horniest guy I know. As I've said many times before. Um, but yeah, I saw. Yeah, I've been asking people out since fourth grade. That was me, the fourth grader with all the riz and getting rejected constantly. That was me, the fourth grader with the riz. If you saw me walking around, you know it. You know it. That was me. That was me. Um, Whatever. Um, okay, so autism for me. How's it been? Eh. Um, Another thing, black and white thinking. Black and white thinking. Ooh, ah. Uh, how it's come up to me, how it's like affected me very recently, and I've just really figured this out. Is we've got okay, so we got this big timeline of my junior year, and November really 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 sucked. September also sucked, but not as much as November sucked. Um, and then February also really sucked. Um, so yeah, late January too, but most of January was pretty good. Um, so I got into a relationship in January, and everything was going great. Like everything was going like just the way it was supposed to. Like we're taking it one step at a time until we weren't, and we weren't taking any more steps, and it kind of felt like we were slowly inching backwards, and like she was ignoring me and all this stuff, and big sad boy making really really bad decisions because I'm sad, and also I'm just like, curiosity. I don't think that's a thing with autism. I think that's just a thing with me being a friggin' crazy person, but whatever. And I feel like the reason like all of this was happening, like I was being so affected by this, was because of that black and white thinking. Like we're either dating or we're not. And what is this? What is this thing that we have going? Like I think we're dating, right? But like you're ignoring me constantly. But like you haven't brought anything up though. But like you're still ignoring me constantly. But you're like, I still like you. I still really, really like you. But you're ignoring me constantly. What is this? What is this gray area? Oh. So yeah, I suffer from black and white thinking pretty dang heavily. Yeah. So what is this gray area? I don't even know. What is the color gray? Probably something in like Lithuania. Um, I don't know. Lithuania. I'm sorry. Like I know nothing about your country. Um, I just I just picked a random. I was gonna say China, but I thought that would be too offensive, so I picked you. Um, and I'm sorry because I don't know anything about your country. That wasn't meant to be offensive. It wasn't meant to be offensive to China, right? I just wanted a country name. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Um, whatever. This is wacky. Life is wacky. Things are wacky when you're me. When you're me, everything is wacky. Wacky like the fruit on a tree. Oh, key change. Everything is wacky when you're me. Thank you. That is like the longest I've ever randomly burst out into song. You know what? Actually, discard that. When I did the rap, for I think it was so basically I started a cult on Epic Lies was the longest I've ever burst out into song technically, but like more that was like less melodic song. This was like very melodic, right? Um, whatever. Okay. So autism affecting me, right? So I suffered from that black and white thinking. Like I was in this confusion. Like, what is this? Like you say we're dating, but like, or I actually didn't actually say we were dating. It was really confusing in that aspect. Black and white thinking again, coming back to bite me in the katashi. Um, but you know what? I'm actually being pretty funny today. I think maybe I'm not. That's probably that's the thing that happens a lot. I think I'm being funny, but I'm not funny. Um, or maybe I'm just being insecure and like I am actually funny, but like I'm doubting myself. But like, okay, it's all like this reverse psychology. Whatever. Ugh! Okay. So um, and then when like all the terrible stuff happened, I've I've talked about not talking about it and how terrible it was in my previous video, why I disappeared. Um, wait, shoot, this is for Epic Elias, right? Okay, right. I forgot. Okay. I thought this was for my personal channel for a second. Okay, sorry, Epic Elias fans. So if you go on my channel and watch my channel Upstairs Downstairs Music and watch the video why I disappeared, I talk about not talking about that topic of like what happened like February 13th and beyond, and why it was so bad, and just accentuating how bad it was. Um, because I'm not allowed to talk about it, kind of, probably. Um, but I can tell you it was bad. It was really, really bad. The worst times of my life. Um, so people go. Um, right. Okay. So really bad stuff happened, and then I heard heard over the phone, um, like from my parents that my girlfriend wanted to break up with me. And so like I hung up the phone, and like I started to be like really distraught, right? And then like I was called for dinner, and like I kind of like pushed it out of my mind so I could like eat dinner, or it's not necessarily that it pushed it out of my mind, is that I was distracted. And I went and ate dinner, and yeah, that happened. I went and ate dinner, and okay, so like, and then like at night I was lying in bed, and like I was trying to like be able to process it, right? I'm like, this is my time to be able to process it, right? Like, um, and nothing. I barely felt anything. Like, why? Why is this? And I think I've realized why I didn't feel sad or bad or angry or anything. It's because of that black and white thinking. Like, I finally got the answer that she was breaking up with me. I know we're not together. It is set in stone. We're not together. Finally, I'm able to get rid of all this confusion, all this mysteriousness. Like, because not being with her is worse than having to be with her and not be loved by her. Um, sorry, is not being with her is better than being with her and not being loved by her. Um, but yeah, me just little depressed guy over here. My only relationship ended in the worst time of my life, and everything sucks, and everyone sucks, and I just want to kill all of humanity and then myself too, because humans shouldn't exist, because this climate is getting worse, and people keep using the gas, and if we could just all stop doing that, if only if we were dead, and we should all die now, yay. um that's that's my thing. I might cut that out. I swear, randomly bursting into song isn't part of autism. Okay, that's just me. Um, but yeah, I've been going on for a really long time. I cannot wait to see the length of this video. Um, okay, so yeah. Yep, I was free from that confusion and everything, and yep. Okay, so conclusion. How has living with autism been? Yeah, it's all right. That's pretty all right, I guess. I mean, yeah, not bad, mate. I feel like I get a lot of like bonuses from uh like having autism. Like, I definitely get that like increased focus, like when I can manically focus on something and like for like extended periods of time. But then also like my ADHD kicks in sometimes, and I cannot focus on things at all. So that's wacky. But also I think my ADHD helps me like be a social butterfly and whatever. And I think if I didn't have ADHD, my autism would affect me a lot more. So it all kind of balances ish out in the end. Not really. Sometimes weird, wacky. Who knows? Okay. So goodbye, all you little Riz wagons. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.